AITA for divorcing my husband because he spent 10 minutes in the car during a family emergency. I.F. have been married to my husband, M, for 2 years. He has a habit of sitting in the car 5 to 10 minutes before entering the house. I don't know why he does it, but he talked about a past traumatic experience he had when he came home and caught his ex cheating on him. Because of that, he just spend few minutes in his car before he enters his home as response to his trauma. Now, I won't say that he's wrong in coping with what happened, but this has made me feel uneasy, and it had caused many fights between us. Like when we have guests, he'd sit outside before coming in, or when dinner is waiting on him and he'd take 10 minutes silently sitting in the car. I was worried that something might come up, and he does not respond properly. And it happened last week. My 8-year-old son tripped and fell from the stairs and broke his ankle. He was in so much pain, and I called my husband to come take him to the hospital, and he rushed out of work, but then I called, and then I was stunned when I looked out the window and I saw him sitting outside the house in his car. I was both shocked and angry. I ran outside and I asked how long he was sitting in the car. He told me around 8 minutes. I asked why he didn't come into the house immediately to help, and he said he would after 2 more minutes. I was so mad and hurt, but tried to rush him, and he insisted he wouldn't feel comfortable coming in until the 10 minutes were up. He told me to get my son ready to take him to the hospital, but I started screaming at him nonstop, telling him this was a family emergency and that he was out of his mind to behave like that. It might not have been my best response, but I was shocked by his behavior and quite concerned because I had this situation always stuck in the back of mind, thinking what my husband do when there's a family emergency. I ended up taking my son by myself when my neighbor intervened and offered to take us. We went to the hospital, and later my husband came and tried to talk to me, but I refused. I then went to stay with my mom and texted him that I wanted a divorce. He tried to rationalize and justify what he's done, saying he could not help it and that he was nervous and wanted to help my son but felt stuck. I refused to reply to his messages, and days later his family literally harassed me, saying I was making my husband's trauma more severe and that I disrespected his boundaries by pushing him off his limits. I feel lost and unable to think because of the whole ordeal. My family are with me on this, but they can be biased sometimes. My husband is still trying to basically talk me out of divorce, saying I'm making a huge deal out of it. I feel like I no longer have trust in him, especially when it comes to serious stuff like how cold he acted in a family emergency. Edit to clarify that my son isn't his biological son. We don't have kids together. Comment 1. It sounds like he is stuck in a compulsive behavior. He needs to find a professional to help him address it. It's going to be tough, especially as he let you down when you needed him. I bet he feels really bad about the situation. I hope your son is doing okay. Comment 2. I wonder if this is the only strange thing that he does. If he has OCD, then there are likely other quirks. However, since this is causing problems in his marriage, he needs to address it ASAP, and his family needs to support his recovery from this compulsion. I don't blame OP one bit. Comment 3. If he can't get past this when someone is having an emergency, it's seriously impacting his life and needs to see a mental health professional. I understand your frustration, concern, and how this is in a sense a very serious straw that broke the camel's back. If I was in your situation, I would consider divorce only if he refuses to get help. You've been more than understanding when it's stuff that's not as big of a deal like dinner being ready, but in medical emergencies he needs to be able to either work through his discomfort or be okay with being uncomfortable. It's not acceptable or fair to you or your family to put someone else at risk because he would feel uncomfortable walking into the house. Comment 4. If he can't get past his "my ex cheated on me" trauma to help a child who broke his ankle, he needs therapy. It's already caused many fights, so if he refuses therapy, do what you gotta do. Intia. Comment 5. I'm just picturing him collapsed on the floor having a heart attack, and she calmly looks at her watch and says she needs to wait 10 minutes because she was traumatized by him not helping their son in an emergency. He clearly needs professional help, and if it was me, I'd make it a condition of continuing the relationship. Intia. Thank you everyone who subscribed me and like my videos.